feel like women have been kind of left behind when it comes to conflicting roles. I think that they've always kind of been left to men, and I think we do live in a society where we are more comfortable as people watching men do conflicting things, or be power hungry, or be I guess more brutal in their actions about how they go about things. But the truth about that is that it's not true. You know, I think in society, women are just as much, if not more, interested in those things, and we are just by nature those things. You know, I am always so perplexed when people ask me, so are you a stronger woman, or are you a more vulnerable woman? Are you more of like a casual woman? Do you like jeans and a t-shirt, or do you like to be like glamorous? And I'm always like, I like all of it. It's so compartmentalized. Like, we've become a society that want to kind of box women into one thing. And when I watch cinema, I've said this many times before, I sometimes feel like we are either really good mothers or we're really good prostitutes. Like, that's been the span of women in cinema. And that there's so many other things to be explored with women. And I'm fascinated by that as an actor. That's the stuff that kind of gets me excited about wanting to do a film, or go and get into the skin and the flesh of a character. To go and explore those things that I feel are so truthful. Like, I'm a woman and I relate to those things. I am not a believer that, you know, feminism means that we hate men. And I don't believe that most women, when they talk about feminism, are talking in those terms. I think what they're talking about is equality and wanting to kind of be represented in an honest, equal manner. So there's a part of me that feels like, you know, when my son, and he's part of millions of children around the world who, you know, just became obsessed with Frozen. I thought that was so refreshing. You know, we've had years and years and years and years of these kind of stories where we've had that kind of Prince Charming represented so well. And to have a story that was about a different kind of love, that it was about a love between two sisters, and that love was just as powerful as the romantic love that we've always kind of been taught. Oh my God, that's, you know, when I saw the reaction that my son had towards that movie, I was so happy, because it's time for our children to learn the value of not just the romantic love, the value of all sorts of love, and the power that love can have. I don't want my son, people are always focused on my daughter when it comes about women's rights. And I always say to him that I actually find myself more focused on my son when it comes to women's rights, because I don't think that we can, you know, I don't think we can handle situations like violence against women, or the fact that 50% of the world's population of women are not educated, purely by talking to women. We can't work in the world of, you know, anti-rape campaigns and only talk with women. We are only going to solve those problems by talking to men. We have to kind of raise our boys, our sons, to be the gentlemen that we want them to be, so that they're the ones treating women in the way that they actually should be treated. And I think we forget that, and I think maybe that's what your question is about. Like, do we want to eliminate the Prince Charming completely? I don't think so. I think that there should be a balance in how we tell stories, and I think there should be a balance in the appreciation for men and for women. And I worry sometimes when we talk about feminism that it feels so isolated from the male species of the world. And I'm here to tell you, I'm a feminist who loves men and celebrates men, and feel that women are only as powerful and as empowered as they are because of men, because it's in the, you know, finding that kind of interconnection between the two of us that we kind of find ultimate greatness. So I don't think you can have one without the other. But I do think it's refreshing that we're having stories without Prince Charming a little bit.